Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'd like to welcome you to Wake Up Wednesdays with Daniel. Dang, imagine my voice was that deep. No one would believe me. But anyway, so yeah, this is gonna be, I guess, video one of however how many. Let's see how far this goes. And basically, what is it gonna be? So it's gonna be kind of like a current events recap, how you doing type of thing. And I'll say current events like this. Maybe this will be the different spin. So a little dilemma that I've found is that if I turn on to one channel, I get a certain type of news. If I go to another one, I get another type of news. So, and something else that I run into is if you tell me, oh, I heard recently on, CNN, I'll go, okay. Right. And vice versa. If I tell you I heard on Fox, you'll go, okay. So we immediately discredit each other based on which way we lean, right? And so, how do we really have conversations, right? If off the bat we think we're dumb or we're getting our information from unreliable sources. So I thought, you know what? I think the best thing maybe I could do is be open-minded, hear from both, and then just lay out scenarios, and maybe we can see how we feel about them. Because, well, it's two different sides. And it's hard to believe sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, does anybody have any, like, real confidence or certainty about what information they're receiving? Because, listen, check this out. You don't know more than anything I do. You don't know more than what I do. I mean, if you got internet, right? We'll both just Google our viewpoint and get all the bullet points on why we should believe what we want to believe. So it makes it kind of hard to make your case nowadays, especially if you are very opinionated about something. So I thought, you know what would be kind of neutral in regards to, let's just talk about, I don't know, this corona thing with because that's the topic of discussion, right? Because all of us want to be set free, right? We want to be out of here, yo. And I thought, you know what, maybe numbers don't lie. Although, I've heard that some numbers are getting messed around with. And golly, let's just go with the numbers that are out, okay? Let's take, for example, USC, the Trojans, woo-woo. They released a study, what was it, like 2 days ago, on their school health website, okay? Not anything affiliated with any news or nothing like that. It was usc.edu net news, something like that, okay? And I looked it up myself, so it wasn't me copying and pasting like we all do, okay? And in essence, let me summarize what they were studying. They were studying about the number of antibodies that the people in LA had. Cause let's talk about LA, right? I'm not anywhere else. We're just gonna be here. Let's talk about what we know and where we're at. Anywho, and in essence, to sum it up, their models of mortality rate were off by like 55 times what they were anticipating, which means that the death rate or the mortality rate, the most important number, right? The mortality rate, because it doesn't matter if we get it, but no one's dying from it, or we're asymptomatic. Doesn't matter. Is like 0.1 to 0.3. That's not even like a tenth of a percent. And that's what's caused all this. That seems highly irrational. Can we agree? Let's not talk about news, where you get it from. Just talking numbers. And the numbers don't seem to justify all that's happened to this country, that's happened to us, and what's now being mandated on us, right? Which is this little face mask thing. I got to be honest with you. I got a problem with that. Does anybody else have a problem with this? Like, it really bothers me that people won't sell me food if I don't have a face mask. And and it's weird because right now there's this thing, there's this hashtag, stay home, save lives, right? And if you're not doing that, people will look at you like you're an a-hole. You're not doing your part like I'm doing my part, okay? Right? And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I don't think that's fair for you to say, right? Because, listen, some people, for them, working is saving the lives of their family, right? And so it's not really fair for you to sit there and say that I don't value human life the same way you do. We're just in different scenarios. So, you know what I mean? So, I I don't know. But there is people I think that are not a big fan of these masks. I'm one of them. Like I said, especially now with this thing that just came out, it's even more like, hello. Does anybody still not see that all that we're doing is unjustified and we're just willy nilly going, sure, here are the keys to our freedom, whatever, tell us what to do. And we're sitting here asking people, can we come out? And that is weird. And I'm not a fan of. And I wonder if any of you guys are bothered by this, or is this just me? And I don't know. I don't even know what the next steps would be or what to do. I'm not saying let's go riot at all. Matter of fact, I don't think violence would ever be the answer. It's just not. You're not gonna fight fire with fire. So, I'm trying to be a little bit more open-minded because I used to be very die hard to what I believed, which I think most people, for the most part, usually are. And like, it's hard to kind of find people that are open to new ideas, or even this. Let's just say open to being wrong, right? And I'm trying to do that for myself because, I think when you don't have that freedom to say to yourself, I might be wrong. I might not know everything. You set yourself up for looking ignorant. So don't want to do that. But yes, I'm definitely not a fan, as I've mentioned before, of this mask thing. I've experienced how far people will go because of this fear. Okay, I'll just give you one example. This weekend, I went to this grocery store, and the guy saw me without a mask, but he was gonna let me in. And right before I got to the doors, he went, "Where's your mask?" And I said, "Don't have one." And he goes, "Well, you can't come in." And I said, "So you're not gonna let me buy food?" And I look at these people in the eyes, right? And he goes, "No." And I was like, walked in anyways. Grabbed my kale, grabbed my sauce, went straight to the line, didn't hang out, nothing. And mind you, all the cash registers have their mask right here. Not here, right? And they're talking to people. And 3 security guards roll up on me. And they're like, "You're not buying that." And I'm like, "What? I'm already in line and I don't have a mask." "You're not buying that." And I'm like, "Do you guys see what you're doing, right?" "I don't care." And I'm like, "Eesh. Here you go." Walk out. And I go, "Uh-oh. Wasn't too fond of that experience." I was like, "Ooh, that's." And here's where I went. Man, I don't know. Am I being crazy? Here's what I thought. I thought, man, if fear can get other humans to kind of sever that human aspect of dealing with other people, then oh my gosh, when it gets seriously like mandated or something, like they really force us to, I don't know, get something that we're not a fan of. And I'll say this, look, like Dr. Fauci, right? That guy that's leading the whole thing. He said, "Listen, just because we might open May 1st, we're never going back to normal." He goes, "Not until we find a universal vaccine that's mandated." And I'm not against vaccines, so relax. Don't go there, okay? Hello. I'm just saying, but when I think it makes me, not nervous, but I find it interesting when something could be labeled as mandated, and if you don't have this, even if it goes against your belief, you can't do certain freedoms that were always available to us, like buying food and going to certain places. That's when I'm like, should I be concerned? You know what I mean? And so, yeah, it is crazy. Times are changing. And I don't know. I got a feeling that we're really not going to go back to the same. You know, I had someone who I care about recently tell me, "Remember when life was simple and we used to take it for granted?" And I was like, "Oh, dang. you know what? The way life used to be, I had this strange feeling that that's all going to be a memory. And I hope oh my gosh, listen, I hope I'm wrong, okay? I'm not trying to incite fear. The complete opposite. I'm trying to hopefully encourage us and just, you know, if there is things to see, hopefully we see it. That's it. That's it. I mean, like I said, I'm not an alarmist. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm just calling out what I think we can all see, and I'm wondering, does anybody else think something's odd, right? And you know, because like I said, times are weird, and I wonder, like, you know, how about this one? This one I'm not really too fond of either. Our mayor telling its people, hey, listen, if you see somebody that you don't see following these they're not closed down, turn them in. I don't know if you guys like history. I love history, okay? I love history because history to me blows my mind that human beings could do certain things to each other. Like I can't even fathom that dudes would wield swords and go after each other. What? Man, listen, work out, be buff, whatever, don't matter. None of us are as brave as the men from back in the days. There's no way. And you know why we weren't meant for those times? You know, I can prove to you we weren't meant for those times. We weren't born then. God said, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it if I have you be born back in the days, okay? You're not going to be William Wallace. You're not going to, nothing, okay? We would be terrified. Anyways, so I love history. And I also like history because you get to see the mistakes of previous people and hopefully avoid them. And, you know, in some of these tyrannical regimes, the government would incentivize the people, hey, you turn in your neighbor and we'll overlook you, right? We won't bother you if you turn in your neighbor. And, you know, remember people would be like, the Udins, they're under the stairs, right? World War II, huh? I'm like, so that, again, that should be weird. I don't think we should be doing that, man. I don't think we should be turning in our neighbors like that. That's, golly. Yeah, that's a little odd. What else is odd? Oh, you know which one I found super? So there was this church, right, that decided that they were going to have Easter service, and they all stood in their car in the parking lot, in their car, windows up. And this is, mind you, before all the numbers have come out now that are nowhere near what they were predicting, okay? Again, back to that 0.1%, not even, excuse me. Cops were going through and giving everybody a ticket. Come, really? Yesterday, lady was arrested at a park playing soccer. Excuse me. Her kids were playing in the playground by themselves. Her 2 little kids at the playground. Nobody was there. They literally arrested the mom because she wouldn't take her kids out. Little things like that. I think shouldn't be happening. Not comfortable with. I don't think we should be quiet about it. And I don't even know how you say anything about it because who are we gonna tell on? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Maybe somebody out there knows, because I don't. Which is one of the nice things about this, because we'll see how far this goes, right? But what now, huh? What do we do? I had a good friend tell me, okay, let's say, so you're seeing all this, so things are weird, times are changing. What now? What are you gonna do? That's a good question. What am I gonna do, right? Do I and I'll be do I put on the mask and then just go, okay, and feed into this irrational fear? And again, irrational based on just numbers, okay? Because listen, you'll tell me CNN says you're gonna die. All these people are dying. They'll give you story after story after story. But then you go to Fox, and Fox goes, hey, man, we got medicine coming now. Everybody's got antibodies. Hey, we're going to be alive, blah, blah, blah. So your head is like, split. So then, what are the numbers? Let's just look at numbers. Beautiful thing about numbers, right? And just based on that, man, do I put the mask on and just... And listen, I don't like causing trouble. I'm not a troublemaker by nature anymore. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to just put the mask on and get your pencils or whatever it is you need to get. But for some reason, I just don't got no peace about it. No, got no peace. They won't let me in. I won't shop there. Simple. Boop, turn around. And I guess, why do I even do it, huh? Because I know that they're not going to let me in. I guess I go with the hope, and I really do be looking at these security guards and stuff that are trying to do this. And I'm like, come on. I guess it shocks me that they'll go as far as seeing another human, try to get and keep them from necessary things like food. That to me is just, I don't know, not normal. Not normal. But like I said, I'm not completely diehard in my way of thinking, especially when something like this, which is unprecedented, right? I mean, nothing like this has ever happened in our culture or in our society. I mean, come on, this is crazy, you know? And everything went 0 to 100 so fast. I mean, like, crazy fast. Crazy fast. But what's the good, though, huh? What's the good that's come out of this? Let me see. A couple things I think that are pretty good about it. I think the most obvious one is that we spend more time with our families than we are normally used to. And I think that's a really good thing. Because, come on, how many of us do not know or are not aware or even find it annoying, even though we do it sometimes, when we see families out there no longer talking, but everybody's on their phone. Everybody's on their phone. Nobody talks to each other. Or if they are talking, they're doing this. Oh, look. Boy, if you don't talk to me, you know, that's a good thing. Families are being together. We're not spending unnecessarily. You know how much money I done saved? Right? So I realized, man, I would spend a lot of money on dumb stuff. I would just go shopping sometimes because I was bored. I didn't even need nothing. But I would always come back with some kitchen knickknacks. Damn you, Ross. And what else is good? Let me see what else is good. I think for the most part, men... I guess it would keep us out of trouble. I don't know. Another subject for another day. But what else? What else is good? Oh, you know what's a good one that I just saw? So, because a lot of people have been nervous, you know that all the Bibles and stuff are sold out, mostly at all stores. That's cool. I think. Listen, say what you want, but man, the more I seen God get taken out of whatever, we just get more wild and wild, more meaner and meaner. That's it. So some of you will go, well, there's no correlation, and then I'll say, there is. That's just, we think differently. Is that okay? Are we allowed to think differently? You know this, right? You know we're gonna think differently. You eat foods that I wouldn't eat. You celebrate in a certain way that I don't. We're all just culturally different. That's just what it is. But to hate someone or be annoyed with someone because they have a belief in something that in the end is a good thing, right? Having faith or belief in a higher power, God, that's rarely a bad thing. Now, listen, I like to play devil's advocate, so as soon as I say something, I always hear the antagonist. Well, some people, the Crusades, they use God's name in vain man, look, in any venue in life, there's always going to be corruption. Come on, we know this. But to try to piggyback off of instances of corrupt people and then go, that's all of you guys, a blanket statement on all of us, that doesn't seem fair or logical. And if you just stop for 2 seconds, you could agree with that, right? So I don't think that that's a valid argument for not liking something or someone. But You know, I think this is. I think this will be good. This will be fun. You know, although I can already feel the, and that's such a weird thing that I can anticipate that people are gonna be like, "You, you're killing me and my family," and I'm like, "What? It's just a mask." Man, it's really serious out here, man. It's cutthroat like that, but time will play itself out, huh? We'll just have to see what God has in store for us. But I have a real question. Is anybody genuinely afraid? Like I want to know. Is anybody genuinely afraid out there? Like, because to me, man, like I still work, and so I still got to interact with people on a daily basis, and as the days go on, I can see people's demeanor change towards other humans, and it feels very unnatural. And I think what helps with that is, you guys seen that movie, The Stanford Experiment, which is based on a real experiment that this doctor did. I forget his name, but it was on power and abuse, and I think it was a study of evil, if I'm not mistaken. But he was saying how they act with each other when they're in these different roles, and when he gave them sunglasses and they were able to hide behind the sunglasses, they were able to sever their humanity. And treat other humans in a way that was undignified. And I think that having a mask kind of does the same thing, because people now don't even want to have interaction with you. And that, to me, is odd. And I don't like it. And I'm not a fan. And listen, and if the numbers were out and they said 50-50 shot, man, you're going to die or you're going to get it, I could see why there would be nervousness. Even 30. It's a little more than a quarter. 20. Okay. 15. But 0.3, 0.1? You're not gonna talk to me? You the elbow? You gonna give me the elbow? Dang. You know, humans weren't meant to be by ourselves, right? You know, you guys ever seen the that study of, it was like a wire monkey, and the baby didn't want to go with the wire monkey and then when there was another one that had a towel, like it, and so basically what the point of that study was that, oh no, we're meant for affection. We're supposed to be touched by the people, and when we're not, it's easy to forget that there's other human beings that have dignity, that have value, just like you do, and that's why people can be so cruel to each other. And just stop being that neighborly man. I mean, come on. I don't know. I think we're in danger of not of not remembering that we're all made in God's image, and so we got this intrinsic value, and that ultimately that should be what dictates how we treat each other. You know what I mean? Listen, I'll end with this. Here's what I think would have been a better approach to all this. So there's a country called Sweden, right? We know it's Sweden. They got good chocolate, apparently, I think. Here's what they did. The president, prime minister, whatever's in charge, went to the people, hey, here's what happened. So there's this flu-like thing, could kill you if you're vulnerable, you got respiratory issues. If you feel vulnerable, stay home, the rest go to work. Their mortality rate's almost nothing, and in fact, they're building immunity as a herd, as a people. And so we're seeing that happen and work, and instead, on a bigger, powerful, more educated country, we did the opposite. We locked us in. We took away our jobs. No one asked us anything. And now we're all sitting at home on our butts and wondering, when can we go back? And then we keep seeing numbers go even less and less and less than what they thought. And we're going, and I'm 3 months behind on rent for this? What? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think they should have given us the option to dictate whether we want to go home or stay, because we're adults, right? That's what adults do. We make informed decisions based on the information that you provide us. I'm not here to blame, whatever it happened. It's here. Blah. Work on something that can help us get through it. And in the meantime, while we're able-bodied, if you're saying and the numbers are showing that the mortality rate's that low, then we can go back to normal. But at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're going to do, and what's going to happen is going to happen. And I guess we just got to stand firm in what we believe, huh? And hopefully we can do it, though, with grace, though, and some love, right? We don't have to be so aggressive and mean about it, because, golly, I think that that's how we're going to spin into chaos real quick. Because I've seen it firsthand. I mean, these security guards and stuff, man, they want to fight me. They really want to fight me. And I'm like, again, I'm non-combative, and I got kale. What are you talking about? Oh, well, it'll work itself out, I'm sure. But give me some feedback. If you guys got any viewpoints or ideas, I'd love to hear about it. Or maybe you want to have a drink over a conversation. Wait. Have a drink over a conversation? I think that's right. Yes. Have a drink while we have a conversation. That'd be cool, because you know what? A lot of times, I think, man, you know what? When I see these pictures of the people doing the signing the Declaration of Independence and all this, and they were figuring this out, they were literally just, whoops. They were literally just sitting there hashing out ideas. And I think that's super healthy, man. We got to do that. We got to be able to exchange ideas, exchange viewpoints, and see where we land as a people, because, man, that's all we got. We got each other. What am I going to do? Fight all of you? You guys are going to... Come on. You guys ever seen A Bug's Life? Okay, come on, 90s babies. Remember, there's a scene where the grasshopper goes, if these ants figure out that there's more of them than there is of us, we got no shot. And, man, I was like, freaking Pixar, man. Prophetic. No, I'm just kidding. But, yeah. So, basically, like I said, I'll be doing little rants like this every Wednesday. We'll call them Wake Up Wednesdays. I'll try to do them in the morning. Today got kind of busy. But it'll be fun. Like I said, just going back and forth and seeing how the people out there feel, because I cannot be the only one thinking that something's off. That's it. That's all. I'm gonna let time play itself out, and we'll see what unfolds. But I'm just saying, with what's happened and what we got and what we can see with our eyes, some don't seem to be sitting well. And I think the country's starting to feel it. I mean, that would explain why there's protests and stuff now, because people have finally gone, listen, we're sitting at home waiting for this to, blow past us in a huge way, but these numbers just don't make sense. And so I think we have a country very divided on what should happen and what we should be doing as far as moving forward. And I think I'm just on the side of, hey, man, if we're able to make informed decisions, and then let's go back to work. And if you feel nervous, you stay home. We'll go to work and we'll handle. That's fine. I think that seems fair. Let the people decide. Don't tell me what to do. I really appreciate it, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys.